Kerry is a hairstylist and makeup artist. It does hair and makeup artists for TV and newsreaders and other film shoots as well. All right, so this is the advice, Kerry, that I give to my clients when I do a professional video shoot. Okay, so it's pretty basic, but you may want to add some as well. So first of all, I say makeup at a minimum, powder your nose, forehead and face, and avoid bright lipstick. And I also say to avoid bright or dramatic makeup. So what can you tell us about that?
So what needs to be done for your skin, because you don't want it to be shiny. That's more important.
Mm-hmm.
So a matte makeup
Right.
for women and men.
Mm-hmm.
Apply that a little bit thicker than what you would do normally, and then just brush over some powder.
Okay, so you recommend that men actually put on some powder as well?
Yes, they
Okay.
do. They need that because
Okay.
when it's shiny, it just doesn't, it's not a good look.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wearing some today. You've
Mm-hmm.
put some on for me, and after a while, if you do quite a few shoots, you get used to it. If
Yeah.
you're a guy, and it is needed. It does make a big difference
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the end result. So let's talk about how to style hair before a shoot. So it's really important what your hair looks like, and it's very noticeable if even one hair is out of place. Is that right?
Yes, that's
what you've
right.
taught me.
Yes. You definitely need to put hairspray on, flatten it, and just make sure it's neat and tidy.
Okay. And when you do the hair for the newsreader, I understand you can't even have one hair sticking
Not
up.
even one hair,
Mm.
no.
Mhm.
Sometimes when I was doing some hair, the hair just wasn't behaving rightly. We all have
Okay.
a bad hair day sometimes.
Yes, we do.
And I ended up getting some, in my box of tricks, some baby oil. And I just
Okay.
put some baby oil over the hair,
Uh-huh.
and it just sort of made it
Well, there's a tip, guys. Baby oil.
sit down. Yeah.
Very cheap and
Very
effective. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, thanks for that tip. And yeah, I mean, you've taught me as well when I'm shooting a video myself, because on the smartphone you do, and you've given me some hairspray that it doesn't get too hard, but you
No.
can still
It's
manipulate
called,
it.
That's called a workable hairspray,
Okay.
and you spray it on, and then you just work your hands over the hair, flatten it, make sure it's all in, not one hair out of place.
Okay.
That's the most important
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so watch, not one hair out of place, guys. All right. So what to wear when you're presenting to camera?
Okay, so wearing do's and don'ts. You don't wear white or black.
Mm-hmm.
Pastel colours is what you need to wear,
Yeah.
and blue is best.
Oh, well,
There you go.
at
Look at us.
we must know something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the advice that I give to my clients as well. Pastel colours, mid to light colours work best. You don't want really strong colours. Needs to be comfortable but well fitting as well. And that clothing that meets your audience expectations as well. And you don't really want to dress down, you want to dress up a bit more,
Yeah,
because as I said,
correct.
when something is framed, it's very noticeable. So dress up, dress as you would if you're, say, a business person, you're going to meet a client, dress as you would to meet a client in a very professional manner. And also, you don't want clothing that distracts those viewing your video
So
and they're not
patterns.
listening to the message. Yeah, as well,
Stripes.
yes. Patterns
wear
and
them.
strikes can vibrate on screen, so you shouldn't be wearing those as well. As you can see, you know, actually I have a lot of trouble finding shirts that are not patterned these days. They've all got some sort of pattern or stripe, so
do.
it's difficult to find. I was actually shopping for this one yesterday. I've got some, I thought I'll get a different one. It took me about an hour to find one that was
Yeah.
the right colour, and yeah, but it makes a difference. We've talked about a few things to avoid, so as we said, white and black, saturated colours, because black isn't even a colour, and white is too bright. So on screen, you don't want something screaming out like that. And really, like especially reds and orange that are really saturated, best to avoid it. Even if in your framing, we'll talk about that later, if you've got a red or an orange, it can really distract from you as well. If it sometimes a bit of a spot here and there, like we've got a cushion over there in the frame today, that's fine. It just gives a bit of interest and a bit of depth in the shot. Okay, so Kerry, we have a question over here for you.
Hi, Kerry.
Hi.
You were talking about using matte foundation.
Yes.
So did that exclude mineral foundation?
Oh no, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. And my esteemed colleague here needs some styling tips for his hair.
Fine. Well,
Should I powder my head?
I think that's important. Really, yeah, because you don't want a shiny
Shiny head.
head or noggin, as they would say.
Well, that's interesting because I had that on the slide and I thought maybe that's a bit sensitive. I won't include that, but I'm glad that you brought it up because I think that is important as well. The whole thing about shine is big. Like you don't want a shiny face or a shiny head in your video. Isn't there some type of also ingredient in makeup? Is it SP26 or something that if it's got that, it can be quite shiny as well?
That's why you need to have the powder.
Mm-hmm.
Brush the powder over it, over your face. Yeah.
No, but it's a good question because a lot of people need to know that.
I was going to ask if, how do you deal with the problem? I keep getting my hair out of place, but then she came up with a better answer, better question. So thank you.
Thank you. A question from Shane.
Two questions. First of all, you say not to wear black or white or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The office shirt, the business is the black shirt, and trying to get that branding through the videos. Any advice? Should I just totally ditch the shirt now and move away from it, or?
How about if you have a big logo and sign at the back, and then just a normal shirt for the branding?
Okay. Yeah. And the second question is, because this is the smartphone training course, part of the benefit is, mate, I've just had a brilliant idea for a video. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to grab the selfie stick. I'm going to go for it. Oh, damn, I've left my powder behind.
Okay, I can answer that because you might have seen some of my quick tip videos. I've been down the South Coast recently and it's been the same situation. Oh, this would be great to film here, and I whip it out. I haven't got my powder on. My hair isn't that great, but that's expected in that situation. But if you're doing an indoor presenter video, doing a video for your customers or clients, then you want to take a bit more time, no?
You do.
But in outdoor situations, that's acceptable, you know what I mean? And we were out recently filming a whole series, like 20 videos on tractors and forklifts and saws and all sorts of stuff. And those guys have to wear the really bright safety clothes. And they have to wear it. That's just part of what it is. So, if that's just your branding and you have to wear it, it doesn't mean you can't wear it. It's just better to wear something light. But if the branding is that important to you, you can still wear it. You can get away with it.
Thank you.
Okay. Question over here.
I understood that when you're being videoed that you should wear more eye makeup. Is that the case?
Yes, as long as it's not too dark,
Okay.
because otherwise you look really black around the eyes, and you really still want to have that natural look.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and I noticed up there it said no bright lipstick. What's that about?
Well, you
Well,
don't want
like-
to distract people as well. Like, no, Kerry?
Yeah, that's true. You don't want the bright red, orangey red lipstick.
Same with like the colours on that you're wearing as well. If it's really bright, it's quite distracting for people, and that's the main reason. And
And
like we said before, you don't want people to be looking at your makeup or your lipstick and not listening to your message.
Yeah.
Unless, look, everything depends on your style of your video.
Yeah.
There might be some videos where you need really bright lipstick. So it just depends on your style as well, doesn't it? But for just like normal presenter type videos for an organisation or education or a business, you probably don't want the really bright lipstick.
No, that's right. That's right.
And overdone makeup.
And jewellery, keep that to a minimum. Is that?
It's important not to have the dangly long earrings, the big necklace.
Distracting as
Keep
well.
it at a minimum.
Also, noise. So when you're creating a video, you've got to think about sound. Like on a professional shoot, someone's earrings dangling can mean, okay, we can't use that. Maybe not so much on a smartphone, but if you've got the lapel mic here, like I've got now, you can pick that up. So you don't want anything that makes noise either, or shiny or sparkling, and it just distracts from the message.
Kerry, I just want to go back to like the powder and the foundation. I've noticed that when you have a photo taken with a flash, that if you're wearing the SPF foundations, is that the same with filming?
It's better if it's a really thick, more of a matte
Yeah,
foundation.
because I mean,
I
you're
think the
saying thick
SPF
powder.
is the
how?
one that does shine. And you,
Yeah.
Then you put the powder on
Yeah,
top of it,
yeah.
because most of the makeups have that now.
have the
Yeah.
SPF in them as well.
Unfortunately, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought, because I've noticed that if you've been to an outdoor wedding and you look back at photos and you think, oh,
yeah.
don't
So
wear
I suppose the powder on
SPF
top, Kerry?
for the-
Yeah, definitely the powder on top.
Yeah.
You can,
Okay.
when you apply the foundation,
Mhm.
you can just use a tissue to pat it down and then put some powder over the top, brush some powder, and that will help it. It's like your lipstick
Yeah.
as well.
And what happens if it's a really humid day and it's really hot?
Well, you just have to apply a little
Keep
bit
reapplying?
more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know on a video shoot you'll come up, and if the client or myself is starting to get a little bit sweaty, you'll just reapply it every
Yeah.
time, fix the hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep that in mind. You might do a bunch of videos, and halfway through, your shirt might have slipped down like that. You become sweaty and shiny, and your hair's sticking up. So you got to watch that as well.
It's probably important to keep it the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So try and keep the
Consistent.
same. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. Can you show an example? Or, because we're trying to work out, these guys here in front of me are having a fit over here of how to apply this
So
powder. Is there a way of
Want to do a
doing it?
demonstration?
maybe,
Demonstration, or
when
do you
they're
have something you
doing-
could sell
maybe
to
when
us
they're doing
guys?
I can just apply some powder
You wanna do it now?
on the guy. I'll do it on you.
Okay.
Want me to
yeah,
do it on you?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
actually, do you want to come up and Kerry does it too?
That's a good idea. Yeah. I'll go
Come on
and
down.
get some.
What do you-
Hang on.
okay. So we have Richard here who asked a question, and Kerry's going to give an actual demonstration. Richard, have you ever been made up before?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
haven't
not.
had any makeup
okay, it's
on
a
at
new
all?
experience for you.
No, you
Okay.
don't wear makeup.
Okay, away you go, Kerry.
No.
Just talk him through it.
Okay, what we do, we can just, this is just dusting the powder on, and we just start at the top, okay, at the forehead, down through the T-zone, the nose. Just keep your eyes closed, that'd be good. And just swirl it around.
Feels good.
Does it? You might start wearing a bit more makeup now.
His wife will be saying, "Where's my makeup? Where's my foundation?"
Does it look any different?
It does actually stop the shine. Because when you were
Especially
up
on
here,
camera.
Do shine.
yeah.
My forehead.
The irony is, if you want to shine on camera, you've got to get rid of the shine.
Yeah.
Is that right?
There you go.
Beautiful. Look at that, everybody. Come on. Well done.
You're welcome.
Do you have any advice or tips about wearing glasses?
I think with the glasses, I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right. I'll answer that.
Spot
Okay. So advice or tips on glasses. Okay. You've got to consider lighting. Okay. So I'm wearing glasses today. Now the guys have got to make sure that it's not reflecting. So you've got to set up the lights in a way, and we'll talk more about lighting. So we'll leave that probably for lighting. But as with makeup and that, I mean, styling, I mean, I don't think it would be an issue if you
It's
normally
not
wear
an
glasses.
issue.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking
Yeah.
about the reflection. I
Yeah,
think was what
yeah,
I
it's
was-
reflection. That's more to do with lighting, but it's a very good question because that can be, you don't want, the bright lights right in the middle of your glasses. So you've got to set it up in a way, or you can wear glasses or put a non-reflective
Film over it.
film on the
Yeah.
glasses as well, or
Yeah.
even some type of solution sometimes that can,
It's just sometimes too your eyes are a little bit hidden too, depending on the glasses,
Mm,
or darker.
mhm.
That was all.
Guys, are we getting reflection, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, good. No, that's on camera. On camera. Sometimes I wear contact lenses as well, but then when I try to read, I'm like, oh, this doesn't work very well for me. But you'll see, if you've seen my videos, I'm not wearing glasses. But for 4 hours, like contact lenses, like, oh, actually, what I often do is when I'm going to do a video, I get the camera set off. I know what I'm going to say, take them off and just look at camera. But when I'm looking at the phone, because the lens is so small, sometimes I think, am I looking at it? Because it's a bit blurry, you know. But I get away with it. Well, thanks so much, Kerry.
Thank
That was
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.